The Journey to Mars and Back with Arthur the Astronaut. The rocket engines roared as the ship left the launch pad. Arthur felt a thrill of excitement as he saw the Earth shrinking away in the window. The ship accelerated faster and faster until the stars were streaking past. With a shudder, the ship entered the void of space. Arthur felt a sense of peace as he looked out at the vast emptiness. He was on the way to Mars, and nothing could stop him now. The days passed slowly until the red planet loomed ahead. Arthur's heart raced as he watched the rocky surface draw closer. The ship touched down with a gentle thud. Arthur opened the hatch and stepped out into the Martian air. He was here! Arthur explored the planet, discovering its secrets and its wonders. He collected rocks, planted a flag, and took pictures. Using the supplies from his spaceship, Arthur quickly constructed an airtight habitat, complete with a small kitchen, living area, and laboratory. The habitat was a bright spot of color amongst the rocky terrain, a safe place to work and relax while he continued his exploration of the Red Planet. When Arthur was not exploring the Red Planet, he was in the habitat monitoring food supplies, communicating with the technicians on Earth, and sometimes he actually had time to read a book. Arthur was excited to explore the Red Planet in a Mars buggy, kicking up dirt from the wheels as he drove around. He was thrilled to experience the unique atmosphere of Mars and take in the sights of its otherworldly landscape. The most important part of Arthur's mission was to survey the planet for sources of water in order to establish a Mars colony. If they wanted to make it a reality, the water problem must be solved. Every day, Arthur communicated with the scientists on Earth who monitored his health and well-being. It would take a full 26 months before he could come back to Earth, so it was important for them to keep a close eye on him. As the journey to Earth neared, Arthur coordinated the drop zone for the drone ships and supplies from Earth using the advanced 2 GHz communication antennas. The antennas beamed out a signal of hope, guiding the ships and supplies to their destination with pinpoint accuracy. Faced with the daunting task of a safe return to Earth, Arthur coordinated with his flight team to ensure he wouldn't miss his window of opportunity. One mistake and the journey home would be lost in the stars, so every resource had to be used at the right time. With his mission complete, Arthur was ready to take the next steps in his journey home. He was provided with supplies from Earth via drone ships, ensuring that he had the resources he needed to make it back to Earth safely. Arthur wasted no time in converting his spaceship into a return vehicle, using the new supplies from Earth. The launch window was fast approaching, and the anticipation was building as the countdown began. Arthur said goodbye to the planet he had come to love. He clambered back into the ship and prepared for the journey home. The ship soared through the atmosphere and out into space. Arthur watched in awe as the stars and planets passed by. Finally, the ship descended back to Earth. As the ship touched down, Arthur felt a wave of relief wash over him. He was home. Arthur was welcomed back to Earth with a hero's welcome. He was showered with praise and gifts of appreciation. The news of his journey spread quickly, and soon Arthur was a household name. He was invited to schools and events to tell his story. Arthur was proud to have achieved his dream. He was the first person to travel to Mars and back, and he would never forget it. Arthur's story inspired a generation of space explorers. He was invited to speak at the first Space Academy, and his words were remembered. Arthur watched with pride as the first manned mission to Mars was launched. He knew that his journey had paved the way for others. The future of space exploration was bright. With the help of brave astronauts like Arthur, the possibilities were endless. Arthur was happy to have achieved his dream. He was the first person to travel to Mars and back, and his story would live on forever. The journey to Mars had been an incredible adventure, but Arthur was also glad to be home. He had seen things that no one else had seen. Arthur looked up at the stars and smiled. He knew that the universe was full of possibilities, and he was ready for the next adventure. The end.